The police just shot him for no. That's the police officer over there that did it with the black on. I can't really do shit because they got the camera. I can't believe they just did this. I'm fucking
surrounded by Edomites, lost a lot of truth to this tree of life. Open up the book just to see them right. Reminiscing on my ancestors, all those shits who had to bleed for life. Took us to a place where ain't never safe there. Poisoning our food to put our children up in daycare. Fresh out of slavery, still thinking that they care. Guns in the community, children can't play there. Brothers still brainwashed, we died for that same cost. Took away our history, believing that we ain't lost. Brother, I'm an Israelite, sin is like kryptonite. Brothers won't pray, no, the robber link a chip tonight. Praises to the Most High, I ain't like most guys. Eyes on the future, but I learned from a boat ride. Tribe of Benjamin, inherited on both sides. Background Jamaican, mistreated and I know why. I'm an Israelite, die for my Israelites. Blood of the Israelites, cry for my Israelites. Going through it cause we Israelites. Kwam Yashua Allah to all my Israelites. I'm an Israelite, die for my Israelites. Blood of the Israelites, cry for my Israelites. Going through it cause we Israelites. Kwam Yashua Allah to all my Israelites.
Kwam Yashua Allah, sons of the power. Rise from the ghetto when Satan want us devoured. The seal of the Lord ain't found in church towers. Never dying on my knees like no coward. Wanna be an Israelite, you gon' need more than fringes. You gon' need to show you can prove and get in them scriptures. Oh, I forgot to mention, traumatized from the lynching. Homicide, we the victim, homicide ain't the ending. Kids with PTSD, suffering symptoms, never getting treatment. Something he gotta sleep with. Stockholm syndrome so long, and it ain't a secret. That's why I die for them brothers I'm facing east with. Cause I'm an Israelite, practice better get it right. Visions of my enemies, death flow through my dreams at night. If your mind ain't dead, then we don't dream of life. Reporting live from hell, home of Christians and Edomites.
I'm an Israelite, die for my Israelites. Blood of the Israelites, cry for my Israelites. Going through it cause we Israelites. Kwam Yashua Allah to all my Israelites. I'm an Israelite, die for my Israelites. Blood of the Israelites, cry for my Israelites. Going through it cause we Israelites. Kwam Yashua Allah to all my Israelites.
While they play the sidelines, comfortable on benches. Catch me on the front lines, putting work in trenches. Making sure I'm election, preparing for Armageddon. Mastering this profession of prophesying these lessons. Protecting all adolescents and answering all their questions. Teaching the love their reflection. No matter what the complexion, we got a common connection. A part of God's hand selection. A shot at the resurrection. Through us achieving perfection. Lord, to give life takes sacrifice. Battle demons every fight. Short days and long nights. Less sleep and more fights. More wisdom, more strife. Telling everybody that they wrong and you're right. I'm an Israelite, blood of an Israelite. I ride for my Israelites and die for my Israelites. We know we're dead, cause Christ paid the price, so who ready to give their life the life of an Israelite?
Allah to all my Israelites. I'm an Israelite, die for my Israelites. Blood of the Israelites, cry for my Israelites. Go through it cause we Israelites. Kwam Yashua Allah to all my Israelites.
Shalom, Lord in Christ. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabrakatah. To my brothers, Shalom, Yahweh Shemal Alatah. Hashem Yahweh Shah. To all my sisters, I'm Officer of 1,000. Mashah, coming to you from the ISUBK Detroit. This is the Wednesday night law class, sitting in for that mighty man, Officer of 5,000. Not to Zod. What I need you to do right now, if you can't hear me or if you're having a problem with anything, I need you to log in on the chat and let me know. If you're a brother from the Detroit camp, assistant to the Detroit camp, give me a call on my phone and let me know if everything is not up to snuff. This is the law class, and this is a class that I feel a special kinship to. I was talking to one of my ribs recently, and one of the things that we both agree on, and that is that regardless of what you may think, regardless of what the Christian church may teach you and all of that, these other nations know that we have a unique, special, separate, holy relationship with Yahweh, our power, with the Most High, They know, and they're not trying to hold us up. In fact, I've learned recently, or I've come to believe, I'm gonna say that, I've come to believe recently that the whole idea of Christianity, is to ensure that Yasharallah, that Israel does not return to keeping the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. Think about it. Just think about it. We have laws, we have statutes, we have commandments, and we got orders to follow those laws and statutes. We have a commitment to the Most High to follow those. Just a simple example. And then we're going to start pulling some more precepts, is the fourth commandment. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou nor thy son, nor thy daughter, nor thy manservant, nor thy maidservant that is within thy gates. For in 6 days the Lord made the heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day. Therefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. The key point in this is that the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. Now, let's talk to our Christian brothers and sisters, our Hellenists, those who still remain Hellenists, American Hellenists, I guess you could call it. Look at your Christianity. They got a day they call the Lord's Day. What day of the week is that? The first day, right? It's the first day of the week. But your Bible, go to Exodus 20, go down and find that scripture. Around the 8th verse, remember the Sabbath to keep it holy. Right there in the Bible says the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. The seventh day, using the American definition of supposedly holy, which is a wrong definition. That's the day that's been set apart by the Most High. The seventh day of the week. Now work with me here. Work with me here. I don't want to make this too hard to follow, but work with me here. Pull out your calendar. And I'm not talking about a work calendar from your job, but just pull out a regular, ordinary, everyday Gregorian calendar. You just call it a calendar. You know, January, February, March, April, May. Now, look at your calendar. You got a square about that big, and it starts with some days here, days here, days here, days here. What is this first day right here? This is the days of the week. The first day they have is what? Sunday. It's Sunday. The seventh day of the week they have over here is what? Saturday. Or the Sabbath. In fact, if you speak with any of our Spanish-speaking brothers south of the border, you know, Mexico and all that, they will tell you that the name of that day is Sábado. Sábado, meaning the Sabbath. Not Sunday. In fact, it was a time when the days did not even have names. They were just the first day, the second day, the third day, the fourth day, the fifth day, the day of preparations, and the Sabbath day. That was it. In the Bible, clearly say the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. But Christianity teaches you to do what? To bring yourself together in a holy convocation on the first day of the week. And I want to challenge the preachers here in Detroit. I want to challenge, especially you big name preachers. You know, the bishops is because there's more than one Bishop Ellis, but all of the Bishop Ellis, all of the Winings, Wayne T and his crew, Jackson that is over there at their church on Grand River. I want to challenge all of y'all to answer this question. Why do you teach the people to set the first day of the week aside as holy when the Bible you teach from sets the seventh day of the week as holy unto the Lord? And it causes, say that for the seventh day is the Sabbath of whom? The Lord thy God. Now all of that was just a setup. You know, I'm just prepping because we're talking about the law. That is a very important law. And I'm using that as an example of how Christianity teaches you in the name of religion, in the name of doing the right thing, in the name of being holy, in the name of being, what you say, saved, sanctified, and all of that good stuff that the Christians talk about. They teach you to observe the breaking of the law by, watch this, what you do on the Sabbath day. You catch college football games, you go out and get your overtime, you go shopping, you let your wife go shopping and send the kids to play games and all of that. That's the fun day. You do everything except for come to the house of the Most High. You do everything except for open the Bible, the law, statutes, and commandments. You do everything except for teach your children. You party, you hit the strip clubs, you go get your hair done. You do everything to please your damn self, to make you feel good. And guess what? The Sabbath was made for man. That's what Yahweh shot. Not man for the Sabbath. So that's right. The Sabbath is even the law that's put in place, so if I own a business, I should never, ever, 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 require my people to work on the Sabbath. That's the day that the Most High wants them to do what they want to do. But the Christians, they got you worshiping another God. So I don't even know the God they worship. White Jesus? White Jesus? I don't know. I don't know who they worship. It's some pagan entity that they created 1,000 years ago in their goddamn lives. But what they effectively do what has effectively been done when it comes to Yasharala in America, where we about 13 million strong here. They've taken us out of and away from keeping the law, statute, and commandments of the Most High. Now, let's deal with the next thing the Christian is going to tell you. Now listen, all them niggas, they're going to tell you that because Yahushua, that's his real name, they call him Jesus Christ, because he died on the cross, because he went up on the cross and was crucified, that the law has been done away with to include the Sabbath. And therefore, the first day of the week, since he got up on the first day, they say, is the Lord's day. And that's a lie, that's a lie, that's a lie. The Bible does not support that. What I'm finna do now is we're gonna go to some scripture. Basic scripture. We call these milk scriptures. We're gonna go to some basic scriptures. Let me pull this up on my phone. I had it on. Give me 1 second. Salakia, Israel. Salakia. I'm working with a new phone here, so I'm learning all the little buttons that go where. Here we go. Now, we're going to go to Matthew 5:17. And this is Yahushua speaking. This is Jesus speaking. How we know in Matthew 5:17, if you go to your Bible and you have what's called a red letter edition Bible, and you go to Matthew 5:17, what you're going to find, let me show you this. I want to show you. Just a second. These words what you're going to find is that these words, can you see that? Are written in red. Here's Matthew 5, right here. And 17th verse start right here. Take a look at that. Those words are in red. When you see that, and we're going to keep it basic, for those who didn't go to church with grandma, when you see in the Bible words written in red, you know that Yahushua is speaking. And here's what he has to say about the law. Think not. In other words, whatever you do, don't even let this into your head. Whatever you're thinking, when it comes to what he's about to say, he don't want you to let it into your head. Don't even let it enter your mind. Think not that I am come to destroy the law. Salakia Israel.
Yeah, I thought you were going to just have it ready. Like, oh, yo, I ain't going to do something.
Salakia Israel. That mighty man just walked in. Officer 5,000. Natazab Shalom. Yahweh Shabbat. Matthew 5:17. Yahushua is saying, think not that I am come to destroy the law. Now when you sit down and you listen to Christians, when you listen to these so-called preachers, you have to ask yourself, why are they lying? You have to ask yourself why they're lying. Because they're saying one thing. They're telling you because Yahushua got up on the first day of the week that the Sabbath law no longer exists. They're telling you that they can change the day that the Most High said we are to come together for a holy convocation to a whole nother day of the week. This is what they're saying. They're saying that doesn't exist anymore. But we have Yahushua, Jesus Christ, saying himself in the Bible, think not that I am come to destroy the law. So I want to ask you, so-called black man, so-called black woman, Hispanic man and woman, so-called native, who are you going to believe? Who do you want to believe? Do you want to believe the Bible, or do you want to believe TD Snakes? Or do you want to believe Creflo, I need $1? Who you want to believe? It's up to you. You got to make up your mind who you're going to believe, because they already know, I'm telling you. Even the oppressor, watch this. You got to understand this. Do you know most seminaries, that's school for preachers, that's colleges for preachers, they call them seminaries. Do you know most of them have been founded and started by our oppressor? So our oppressor going to take our holy word called the Bible and teach it to the men of Israel, and then send those men back to teach you. Are those the people you really, really want to listen to? When you got cats like, on one hand, what's his name, Pat Robertson? Somebody asked him one day, was Christmas a pagan holiday? He said absolutely, but he still gets on TV and promote what? Christianity. And Christmas, what? They use Christianity and Christmas use the same root word. It comes from the same spot, from them our oppressor. It's our oppressor who tell you it's okay to take the 7th day of the week, what we call Saturday, and do whatever, what the hell you want to do. That's what they say. It's okay if you own a business and you require your people to work every Saturday. Our oppressor has taught us that. These Christian preachers, every Christian preacher you see, including my kinfolk, every Christian preacher you see has been taught by our oppressor. And his job is to keep you away from the Most High. His job is to keep you in disobedience to the Most High. That's why you Christian preachers will tell a sister, leave that 0 and get you a hero. You know, in our law, there's no such thing as divorce except for under some very critical circumstances. The oppressor and his Christian teachings is the reason why in the so-called African American community, I call it so-called, but we ain't African and we ain't American, we Yasharala, we Israelites. But in our community, when you walk through our community, just at random, knock on the door and ask for the Father. There is no Father there in 85+% of our households. That's because we have what? Disobeyed the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. And we disobey in America because we've been taught to by Christianity. We've been taught to disobey the Bible by the very people that teach the Bible. How crazy is that? How crazy is that? Either they're crazy, like a fox, or the ISUP is crazy. The ISUPK is crazy. But hear what the ISUPK is. We are the home of the truth. We teach not what we feel. We teach not what just comes to mind. We teach only the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. However I break this down, you can go to a brother in California or Texas. You can go to London, England. You can go to Jamaica, the Dominican Republic, and the brother will break the scripture down the exact same way. Think not that I've come to destroy the law. Yahushua say, I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill the law. What does it mean to fulfill? What does it mean to fulfill the law? It means to keep it completely. And that's what Yahushua did. He kept the law completely. In fact, he kept it so completely that he made a way for us. He showed us that we could also keep the law. Now, how important is the law to us? And how important is it to these other nations that they know we have to keep the law? In order to answer that, if the brother don't want to come up just yet, I'm going to jump over to Judith in the Apocrypha 5. I'm going to go there. And I'm going to skip through it because this whole chapter is heavy. These are some heavy precepts. If you was in the Brotherhood class last night, you got a touch of this. You got a touch of this. But we're going to start off Judith 5 and 1. These words are little. It said, then was it declared to Holofernes, the chief captain of the army of Ashur, that the children of Israel had prepared for war and had shut up the passages of the hill country and had fortified all the tops of the hills and had laid impediments in the campaign countries. In other words, Israel heard about this fellow being out here and they prepared for war. And for time's sake, one of the fellows that reported to him came to him when he asked this question and said, let me tell you about Israel. You read the other one? Shalom.
Give that brother a hand, who was very powerful in the spirit, a very valuable tool to Christ, and holding it down till the priest got here. Okay? So the brother left off on Judith, right?
Judith,
Okay, Judith, the 5th chapter. You understand, man? And this is so heavy because it's something that the nations know about us that we seem to be oblivious to. You understand? It's something that, you know, the oppressor, the Asian, the Arab, the African knows about the children of Israel, okay, to keep them in bondage, man. And we're going to jump into it. When the brother gets back, I want him to finish reading where he was reading at the verse 2. And then we're going to get right into it. Very important, man. This is one of the heaviest scriptures in Israel, man. Add this to your arsenal. You understand? Very important, because why? What are we? How do we become holy? How are we separate from the other people? You understand? We are separate. We are holy. Why? What makes us this way? It's the law, man. You understand? The law separates from these other nations, man. You think that Asian man knows not that eating dogs is wrong? He doesn't know that, man. We as a people need to be a light unto the Gentiles, man. We need to show them how to be civilized, man. You understand? You think an African knows that drinking blood is wrong? He likes that, man. And you know why? Because he's an animal. You understand? And what makes you separate from him is that you have laws. Laws, statutes, and commandment, and a God that loves you. You understand? And when you don't do what your God wants you to do, he punishes you. You understand? Like a father. He puts you under the African, under the Arab, under the Asian, and definitely under the oppressor. You understand? That's a punishment. You are supposed to be ruling this nation, man. And because you disobeyed your father, because you disobeyed and broke the covenant he established with you, now you are on the bottom. Finish where you were reading off, brother.
Judith chapter 5, verse 2.
Read.
Wherewith he was very angry and called all the princes of Moab.
Skip down to jump down to verse 18. Let's get to the meat of it. The point of this whole chapter, man. The example that the Most High has left for us to follow. You understand? Anytime we fall off, the Most High always left the records. Everything you've ever been through can be found in the Bible.
That's right.
You understand? Every solution to Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians problems are in the Bible.
That's right.
You understand? Young man, hand me that cup there. Ash, come bring it around this way. This way. This way. Bring it around. Most High in Christ. Go ahead.
Come, I want come. Judas 5, verse 18.
Read.
But when they departed from the way which he appointed them.
Start at verse 16.
Come, I want come.
Verse 16. Listen up. Read.
Judas chapter 5, verse 16. And they cast before them the Canaanites, the Perizzites, the Jebusites, and the Shechemites, and all the Girgashites, and they dwelt in that country many days. Verse 17. And whilst they sinned not before their God.
They what?
They sinned not before their God.
So check this out, man. As always, you always had enemies of Israel. We have enemies today. You understand? Enemies are the people that own the businesses in your neighborhood and don't look like you.
That's right.
You understand? They are not of your nation and they only want to make money from you, make whores of our women.
That's right.
You understand? And make mockery of you. You're entertainment to them. Read on.
They prospered.
So as long as we listen to our God, we do what, Ashton? We will what? Read it again, brother.
Come, I want come. And whilst they sin not before their God.
So as long as we are not sinning against our God, read.
They prospered.
They what?
Prospered.
We what? So what do we do, Ashton? As long as we don't sin against our God, as long as we don't celebrate Christmas, birthdays, eat pork, eat shrimp, what will we do? We will prosper. You damn right we will.
Right.
Read on. Ashton is paying attention.
Because the God that hateth iniquity.
Because the God that hates what?
Iniquity.
Who knows what iniquity is? Who knows? Ashton, do you know? AJ, do you know? Iniquity is sin. You understand? Sin is breaking of God's law.
That's right.
So is eating pork a sin? What about celebrating Christmas? Okay, all right. What about worshiping a white Jesus? Yeah, damn. All right. AJ is paying attention. Good job, AJ. Read on.
But when they departed from the way which he appointed them.
What was the way the Lord appointed us, man? The law. You understand? Anytime we departed from the law, we wanted to do what the other nations were doing. Well, you know what? We see the oppressor, he celebrate Christmas. What do we want to do? Celebrate Christmas. The oppressor is at at Chuck E. Cheese celebrating birthdays. What do we want to do? Celebrate birthdays too. You understand? We see, we smell ribs and bacon because the oppressor eats ribs and bacon. And what do we want to do? We want to disobey our God because of the other nations. Read.
They were destroyed in many battles, very sore.
See there?
And were led captives into a land that was not theirs.
And was what?
Led captives into a land that was not theirs.
See that, man? Anytime our people in history broke the law against our God, he made sure we lost wars. We got, we bled, we were slaughtered, and the number one criteria of all is that we went into other nations captives as slaves. Who does that sound like? Who does that sound like, AJ, Asher, Ashar? Huh? Do you know, Ashton? Slavery, you right. That sounds like us, doesn't it? When we disobey our God, he punishes us. He doesn't punish the oppressor when he eats bacon. Why? Because your God loves you. You understand? When you do something against your father's rules, right? He punishes you. Does he punish the kids down the street? Why not? How come he don't punish the kids down the street? Who knows why? Why, Nora?
Because they didn't do it.
Because what?
Because they didn't do it.
No. That's not why. That's because those aren't his kids. You understand? Those kids down the street. Yo, you got something, brother?
I'm going to give you a precept for that.
Oh, you got a precept for it?
Come.
Let's get it.
Psalms 147,
Read.
verse 19.
Read.
He showeth his word unto Jacob.
He showeth his word unto Jacob. Somebody's name in here is named Jacob.
His statutes and his judgments unto Israel.
His statutes and his what?
Judgments
His judgments
unto Israel.
unto Israel. He shows the rules and the breaking of the rules to Israel. Read on.
Verse 20. He hath not dealt so with any nation.
He dealt so with Israel and the Arabs.
He hath not dealt so with any nation.
He's dealt this way with us and the Chinese.
He hath not dealt so with any nation.
He has not dealt so with any nation. The misconception that God is the God of everybody and he loves everybody is a total and complete lie, and you cannot find it in the Bible. You understand? That is all hearsay and trash. Okay? In the Bible, this God only talks about one people that he loves, one people that he gives rules to, and judgments and punishments if they break his rules, because he only knows them. You understand? Nor do I know any of your friends. I don't know any of them, so can I punish them? Absolutely. I know those in my household. You understand? That's how God is. He only knows blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. He don't know nothing about a Chinaman and his Buddha. He knows nothing about an Arab and rocks and Muhammad. And he knows nothing about an African, booty scratching African. And whatever voodoo mask he wants to wear and worship. You understand? God doesn't know them. He knows you. And he's going to punish you if you break his law. And that's what our whole goal is, to get our people to come back to the law of the Most High. Because again, we found out in Judith, the 5th chapter, what happens if we break the law. The Most High makes us go into captivity and punishment under these other nations. Finish that Judith for me.
Judith, Judith, chapter 5, verse 18, part B. And the temple of their God was cast to the ground, and their cities were taken by the enemies. Verse 19. But now are they returned to their God, and are come up from the places where they were scattered, and have possessed Jerusalem, where their sanctuary is, and are seated in the hill country, for it was desolate.
You see that, man? Now we no longer have a homeland. We no longer have cities. We're in oppression, under a captive, as a captive nation, man. You understand? Give me Ecclesiasticus 3 verse 10, man. It's very important that we listen to our Father. You understand? Our Father knows best because he loves us, man. Father not gonna tell you nothing to stray you wrong. He does what a father does, and that's to raise up men and raise up beautiful daughters who are obedient.
That's right.
You understand? Give me Ecclesiasticus 3 verse 10. Let me know when you got it out. Let me get it. You got it? Go ahead.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 3 verse 10. Glory not in the dishonor of thy father.
Glory not what?
In the dishonor of thy father.
You ever have somebody say, you know, how they hate their father? You understand, my father wasn't this, my father was a crackhead, my father was a loser, I ain't got no daddy, my daddy in jail. Read that again.
Glory not in the dishonor of thy father.
Glory not. You're not supposed to glory in the downfall of your father. You understand? You don't want your father to be ruined. Read on.
For thy father's dishonor.
For thy what?
Father's dishonor.
You dishonoring your father. You calling him a crackhead, a loser, a prisoner. Read.
Is no glory unto thee.
It's not a glory to you. You understand? If your father is a loser, right? If you don't respect your father, what the hell does that say about you? You came from a crackhead? You never had a father? Your father's in prison, so what does that make you? A prison baby? You never ever want to disrespect your father. The same goes with the Father in heaven. You understand? Glory not in your dishonor of your father, man. Always lift up your father. You understand? He's the head of your household. He's your strength. You understand?
That's right.
Read that again, brother.
Come. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 10. Glory not in the dishonor of thy father.
Read.
For thy father's dishonor is no glory unto thee. Verse 11. For the glory of a man is from the honor of his father.
See that, man? The glory of a man is from the honor of his father. You always want to carry on that tradition of uplifting your father. You come from a line of strong men, of good blood. You understand? I absolutely love my father, the Most High gave me. You understand? You should always uplift the head of your household. Why? Because it strengthens you, man. That's your roots. A tree with bad roots, what's going to happen to the tree? Ashton? If there's a tree that has bad roots, you understand? They're not good. They crackhead roots. What kind of tree is it gonna, what kind of fruit is that gonna come from that tree? Is it gonna be good fruit? Are you gonna eat some good fruit from a tree with bad roots? Or is it gonna be poison and rotten fruit? Absolutely, man. So the foundation of your household, you want to lift him up. You want to help him. Read on.
Come. And a mother in dishonor is a reproach to the children.
You don't want to disrespect your mother.
That's right.
You understand? When your parents tell you to do something, damn it, you do it.
That's right.
You don't want to dishonor your mother. My mother's this. My mother wasn't there for me. My mother this and that. Mama was a hoe. You understand? You don't want to have that attitude. Because why, Nora? Why? It doesn't. It absolutely doesn't. But you come from that. You understand? The idea is to strengthen your heads. You understand? To be obedient to your parents, man. You understand? That's how you show. How do you show you love the Most High? Who knows? You love him by saying it. You got that? Can you grab that precept? How do you love the Most High? AJ, how do you love the Most High? Ashton. By what? Doing right. What does that mean? I need a more in-depth explanation on how you can be. How do you show the Most High you love him? Nora, I know you know. By saying what? By what? Say it again. By following his laws, man. You understand? Give me that precept. We're going to show you how to love the Most High, man. And this is in the law. You understand? Your Christian preacher don't know how to love the Most High. You understand? He thinks it's about wearing pink suits and hanging out of a pink Maserati.
That's right.
You understand? That's how he thinks it's to love the Most High. To clap and sing until, blood vessels burst out your head. Okay? To scream till you lose your voice in church. Give me that precept. This is how you love the Most High.
1 John 5, verse 3. For this is the love of God.
For what?
This is the love of God.
This is the love of God. This is how you love the Most High Yahweh. Read.
That we keep his commandments.
And we what?
Keep his commandments.
That we keep his commandments, man. What are commandments? Rules, laws, statutes. Okay? Do you love the Most High if you go into Thanksgiving? You don't love him. Do you love the Most High if you celebrate birthdays? You're absolutely correct, Ashar. You understand why? Why? Who knows why? We don't celebrate birthdays. Who knows why? Who are we worshiping on that day? On their birthday?
The person whose birthday it is.
The what?
The person whose birthday it is.
Absolutely, the person whose birthday it is. And who should we be worshiping, Ashar? Who should we be worshiping, Ashton? The Most High. Damn right. Give that brother a hand. He knows more than the Christian preacher, man.
That's right.
The Christian preacher, you know who he thinks we should worship? Guess who? Caesar Borgia. You know that? Did you know that? That's who he thinks we should worship, man. That's who he thinks is in charge. You understand? And that's who he makes all his money off of, pushing that image. We are not allowed to celebrate birthdays because you are not a God. The Most High gets reverence all day, every day, 24/7. You understand? You're not going to take a day out of a break from the Most High to worship your damn self because you came out your mother's butt. You understand? What the heck did you do that's so damn special that you have to be referenced on your birthday? What, you were born? What the hell did that do for me? But more diapers I gotta buy. More toys. You understand? Birthday cakes and other stuff like that, man. I'm worshiping you. You understand? So that is why we don't celebrate birthdays, and it's in the Bible. Put no other gods before the Most High, man. And that's that. Jump back to Ecclesiasticus, the 3rd chapter. I think you want verse 12. Read.
Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 12.
Read.
My son, help thy father in his age, and grieve him not as long as he liveth.
See that, man? Help your father until as long as he lives. You understand? Your father gave you life, man. He loves you. You understand? That's in the law. To have respect and to take care of your father, and by honoring him. And you honor him by taking care of him. The best you can do. Read.
Verse 13. And if his understanding fail, have patience with him.
And if he loses goddamn mind because he's old, do what?
Have patience with him.
Have patience with them, man. You see dad is all, 80 years old, pissing on his damn self, forgetting where he put the remote, forgot where he put his shoe. Do what, Masha?
Have patience with him.
Have patience with him, man. He's losing his damn mind. He almost off this earth. You can't give him 5 minutes. You understand? Always honor your father, man. You understand? He loves you. Even if he's half senile. Read on.
And despise him not when thou art in thy full strength.
And don't despise him, man. You understand? When you know you can, push daddy down the stairs and say it's a mistake because you're sick of him, don't do that, man. You understand? Love that old man. You understand? Because he took care of you at one point. He changed your diaper. You can't change his depends. You understand? You can't wash him up. Read on.
Verse 14. For the relieving of thy father shall not be forgotten. And instead of sins it shall be added to build thee up.
See there, man? Read on.
Verse 15. In the day of thine affliction, it shall be remembered. Thy sins also shall melt away as the ice in the fair warm weather.
You see that, man? All that's type of honor your father, man. You understand? Take care of him and love him. Read on.
Verse 16. He that forsaketh his father is as a blasphemer, and he that angereth his mother.
Read that again.
Salaki.
He that forsaketh his father. Read it again.
He that forsaketh his father is as a blasphemer, and he that angereth his mother is cursed of God.
See that, man? That scared me. Who knows what forsaken means? Who knows what forsaken? Does anybody know what forsaken means? Read that one more time, Rashad. Read it slow. Slow it down for the people.
Verse 16. He that forsaketh.
He that forsaketh. You forsaken something, you've forgotten. You've deserted. You understand? Read on.
He that forsaketh his father.
Who forgotten their father. You done forgot daddy. I done abandoned dad. Dad is on his own. Read.
Is as a blasphemer.
Blasphemer. You know what a blasphemer is? Who knows what a blasphemer is? You know what a blasphemer is? You calling the Most High a liar.
That's right.
You understand? Read that one more time, Rashad.
One more time. He that forsaketh his father is as a blasphemer.
You're like a liar against the Most High. Read.
And he that angereth his mother.
Uh-oh. Anger and mama. Mama tell you to do something. You say something under your lip and run off. You disobey mama. You steal from mama. You hit mama. You spit on mama. Read.
Is cursed of God.
Most High curses you, man. You understand? You done cussed mama out. You done said something, told her you wish she died. You done spit in mama food. Guess what? You on your way to school and that bus hit you. The bus that was supposed to pick you up hits you. You understand? That's how the Most High teaches, man. That's our Father. That is our God. That's the God that you serve. You understand? It's so important to be obedient to your parents, man. It's so important. Why? Because if you disrespect your parents, who else you going to disrespect? Ashar, who are you going to disrespect if you disrespect your parents? Think about it. Who else? Who else, Ashton? Damn right. Give that brother a hand. He's paying attention, man. That brother is paying attention. Where is your Christian preacher, man? He needs to be in this class, man.
That's right.
You understand? Because Ashton is learning how important it is to obey your parents. You understand? You obey your parents, you damn sure gonna obey the Most High. You understand? Read on.
Verse 17. My son, go on with thy business in meekness, so shalt thou be loved.
Skip down to verse 19.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 3, verse 19.
Read.
Many are in high place and of renown, but mysteries are revealed unto the meek. Verse 20.
That's what the Most High is using, man. The Most High is using the people that you don't respect on this earth, man, to push His word. You understand? The meek. Not these men in high places, not your Jay-Z. You understand? Not Skip. You understand? That's who you respect. The Most High is going to go to the man that you hate. He's not using your Christian preacher to push this word. You understand? He's using the UPK, man. Read on.
Many are in high place and of renown.
Many are in high places, man. Everybody knows Jay-Z. Jay-Z is now, for whatever reason, and this is how simple blacks and Hispanics and Native Indians are, man. You ask a white man who his leader is, it's Donald Trump, it's Newt Gingrich, it's any white politician, man. But you ask black people, who's the leader of black people? Who's the leader? They're gonna tell you Jay-Z. You know, he got dreads in his hair, so I guess he's you know, with the black culture now. Who else? Colin Kaepernick. All he did was take a knee for the flag. You know what we do every Saturday, man? You understand? You know our children don't stand to the flag in school.
That's right.
Why not follow them instead? You understand? Black people, your leaders are entertainers, man. And that's why the world laughs at you, man. The world laughs at you because your political advisor is Jay-Z, a known drug dealer turned rapper. You understand? That is who your political advisor is. Because why? He hangs out with Warren Buffett. You don't think Warren Buffett and Bill Gates laugh at that Negro when he goes home? He's a slave to them. You understand? Kanye West also. Don't be fooled by these Christians. You understand? He done went to Joel Osteen's church and now he's become the god of niggas. You understand? Salaki for getting on point. Sidebar. Read that. Read on.
Okay. My son, go on with thy business in meekness, so shalt thou be beloved of him that is approved. The greater thou art, the more humble thou
Verse
shalt.
20, I need that quick, man. This is for the brothers, man.
Verse-
This is for you brothers who are out there, you can't see your children. You understand? Some woman's keeping you from seeing your children. Being an evil female dog, you understand? She trying to hurt you through the children. Handing the phone to the children, whispering in the ear, saying, I tell them you don't want to see him. Keeping you away from your seed, man. Read on.
Verse 20.
Pay attention, brothers, man. The Most High has not forgotten you. Read.
For the power of the Lord is great, and he is honored of the lowly.
Read.
Seek not out the things that are too hard for thee, neither search the things that are above thy strength. Verse 22.
I need a verse 20. Did you read verse 20? I need that again. Read that.
Verse 20. For the power of the Lord is great, and he is honored of the lowly. That's it right there.
Is that what that is? Give me 21.
Seek not out the things that are too hard for thee, neither search the things that are above thy strength. Verse 22. But what is commanded thee, think thereupon with reverence, for it is not needful for thee to see with thine eye the things that are in secret.
Salaki, give me a minute. That's not. Salaki, give me Ecclesiasticus 33, verse 20. Salaki, I didn't know that was verse 3. I mean chapter 3. I needed chapter 33. Salaki. This is the Most High has not forgotten you, brothers, man. You single fathers, you fathers on welfare, and fathers paying child support. You in here, man. The Most High ain't forgotten you. He gave you counsel on how to handle that. You understand? I know you want to go see little Mike and little Man. You understand? You're paying her child support. Plus, you got to spend additional money to take him to go get shoes because he wants the Jordans. You got to take him to the movies because, hell, we only got him for 2 days anyway. You understand? And he going to judge you on that alone. What you do on them in them 2 days, them whole 2 days, he going to judge you. and the mama gonna push you, what did he do? Make sure you ask for this. You gonna wanna Salakia Officer Dayala, I don't know if you remember the first downs, the Shermans. You understand? He gonna want all them type of things. I don't know what the coats are in now, but he gonna want the Jordans, the Pelly. You understand? He gonna want the Averex jacket, and he got 2 days with it. Don't get him the jacket, or don't get him anything one of the weekends. See how he treats you. But the Most High has given you counsel, man, how to handle that.
That's right.
Read.
Ecclesiasticus 33, verse 20.
Read.
As long as thou livest.
As what?
As long as thou livest.
As long as you living, man. As long as you give breath. You understand? Read.
And has breath in thee.
And you got breath in you, man. As long as you walk in this earth, man. If you on your deathbed, man, and you know you got an hour left, as long as you live, read.
Give not thyself over to any.
Give what?
Not thyself over to
Give
any.
not thyself over to anything. You understand that? And Ashar and Ashton, I need y'all to hear this. Read it one more time.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 33, verse 20. As long as thou livest and hast breath in thee, give not thyself over to any.
Give not yourself over to anything, man. You understand, you fathers out there, man. As long as you live, give yourself over to nothing. Read on. Go ahead.
Would verse 19 be a precept that helps that out too?
Yeah, let's we can read that before that. Let's read it.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 33, verse 19.
Read.
Give not thy son and wife, thy brother and friend, power over thee while thou livest.
You see that? Never ever give a man power over you. You understand? To affect your integrity. Read finish chapter 20. That was an excellent precept. Read on.
Verse 20, as long as thou livest and hast breath in thee, give not thyself over to any. Verse 21.
This is heavy. You brothers out there on child support, listen up. Read.
For it is better.
For it is what?
Better.
It is what?
Better.
Read.
That thy children should seek to thee.
It is better that thy children seek you
than thou shouldest stand to their courtesy.
And thou should stand to their courtesy. Who has an idea what that verse even means? It is better that your children seek you than you bow to their courtesy, man. Who knows what that even means? Don't worry, I'll explain it. It's you are not allowed, if you are an Israelite man, to give your honor over to no one, not even your children. You understand? You mad, your son mad at you because you didn't get him the new Nintendo Wii. The nigga been doing bad in school anyway. He ain't get the new iPhone. The hell you need an iPhone for? You're not using it to get me some A's in this place. You ain't using it to get me A's and B's. Don't go and buy him a goddamn thing. Listen, if you're paying child support, and this is so heavy, man, if you're strong, never see that child again, man. You understand? Never see him again. Let him come see you, man. Till that woman take you off child support. You understand?
That's right.
Have some goddamn honor about you. You understand? Read that again, Mashal.
For Ecclesiastes 33, verse 21. For it is better. So for better it is that thy children should seek to thee.
Your children should come looking for you, man. You understand? They hate you because you don't never come around. You'll never do nothing with me. Not knowing that you are in the #1 enemy of America and that you are in bondage. How the hell I'm gonna get you a goddamn Xbox when I have to pay my damn parole officer, I have to pay your child support, I have to pay $1,000 for this raggedy ass apartment. My car, I don't know when it's about to die on me or what. And you worried about some damn Jordans that you're gonna tear up and kick rocks in anyway. Never see that kid again, man. You understand? Because why, Shah? Read on.
For better it is that thy children should seek to thee.
It's better if your children come looking for you. You understand? It's better if they come looking for you than to what?
Than that thou shouldest stand to their curse.
Than for you to be weak to their courtesy, man. For you to give in, man. Love your father. Love your mother, man. So it never gets to that point. You understand? That's so heavy. What you got, Michelle? You got something on it?
I got a question on
What you got?
If you could.
Mm-hmm.
How has not keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, in particular this right here in Ecclesiasticus, contributed to the so-called black community not having fathers in the household?
Oh, man, that's so heavy, man. How has it contributed, man? This is what you have to look at, man. As we said in Judith, the 5th chapter, the 20th verse, man, the nations know how to undo our nation, man. You understand? And it's always an attack on the head of the household. You understand? You know how they help do that? By putting drugs in your neighborhood.
That's right.
The object is to bind the strong man. You understand? So you can spoil his house. You get that man out of there, shit, guess what? Now you got the food stamps, right?
That's right.
Your kids are on weed, your daughters are promiscuous. You understand? And your house is spoiled. It's destroyed. Your men, the boys in your house, they can be homosexuals now, or drug dealers, or gangbangers. And then they'll soon have the end result of what father went through. You understand? What Abba went through. The goal is to bind the strong man. I think that's a precept. You got it, Mashah?
No.
Read.
Mark chapter 3, verse 27.
Pay attention. Read.
No man can enter into a strong man's house.
No man can enter into a strong man's house. You
And-
understand? And what?
And spoil his goods.
And what?
And spoil his goods.
Spoil his goods. What does spoil mean, Ash? When you spoil goods, what does that mean? Damn right. Give that brother a hand. Means to take. No man can come in a strong man's house and take his things. However, read on, Mashah.
Except
The only way he can come in the house is what?
Except he will first bind the strong
You
man.
know, bind that strong man up. When you bind a strong man up, what are you doing, Ash? When you bind something, what does it mean to bind? Think about it. What does it mean to bind, Ashar? Do you know? Nora, what does it mean to bind? What does it mean to bind, G? To what? Yeah, what does it mean to bind? What does bind mean? You what? It means to tie up. You tie up a strong man, what can you do? He can't do anything. His hands are tied, which is also synonymous with what? Handcuffs. Going to jail.
That's right.
You understand? Read on, Mashah. When that man is bind up, what can you do now? He's gone. He's out the house. So what can you do?
And then he will spoil his house.
He'll spoil that house now. No one to protect his children, his woman. You understand? Now, that new man, he could come in and do whatever he wants. You understand? Read that again, Mashawn, for the people.
Mark chapter 3, verse 27.
Read.
No man can enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he first bind the strong man, and then he will spoil his house.
And then he will spoil his house, man. You understand? That's so important. It's so important to stay strong. Because keep staying this law, man. Why? So the Most High won't be against you.
That's right.
And allow a man to come and take you away. You understand? Take you to jail. You understand? So your house can be spoiled. And it was a real prevalent leader in the black community who allowed men to come in and destroy the black household. Who knows who that man was? It's high schools named after him. It's schools named after him. Streets, every goddamn thing named after this traitor to black people. What was his name, Ashar? What was his name, Ashton? They give him, his holiday, his birthday is a holiday, which is not in the Bible. Everything about this man goes against the Most High. I know Nora knows. Who is it? Say it again, sweetheart. Say it one more time for the Christian preacher who thinks this is the Jesus of black people. Give that sister a hand. Martin Luther King, an ultimate traitor to black people, man. And because of him today, we are destroyed. You understand? You can grab you. You understand? Martin Luther King, man, who was a super hater of black people, and he wanted to see them underfoot, man. How silly is it? In order to get along with another people, you have to have them spit in your hamburger. You understand that? You buy a hamburger from people that hate you. That's what Martin Luther King told us to do. Did you know that we used to own businesses? We used to own gas stations. This is before your time. We used to own the corner stores, the Dunkin' Donutses, the McDonald's, the Burger Kings in your neighborhood. Those were black owned at one point. But guess who we listened to? We listened to Martin Luther King. Listen to him. And today we are destroyed, man. Nothing Martin Luther King said, as with his apostles today, the Christian preachers, has profited us, man.
That's right.
Everything he ever said was a lie. And now today we're paying for it. Why? Because we listened to somebody who did not go with what the Most High was talking about. Martin Luther King didn't really believe in reading out of what the Most High desired, reading from the Bible. He believed in his own philosophy. You understand? He wanted girls to have dogs sicked on them in order for us to have sympathy from the other nations, man. In return for sitting on the front of the bus, guess what we gave up? Your honor. You gave up your businesses. And now, police, they can come kill you if they want. Why? Because the black police, your own precinct, your own municipality, you traded it. You understand? And it's so important to have honor, to give yourself over to nothing, man. You understand, Ash? It's so important. You are not allowed to, even your friends want you to compromise your integrity. You're not allowed to do so. You can chime in anytime you want, Mashah, on this. You understand? Salaki. Mashah. You understand? It's so important to have integrity and to obey who, Ashar? Who do we obey? We obey our mothers and our fathers, man. And most of all, the Most High. You obeying your parents. Your parents tell you to do something, to clean the room, clean the dishes. No back talk. You go and do what she goddamn said. She shouldn't have to ask twice, 3 times. You understand? It's very important. Sit up, sweetheart. Sit up. It's very important that we do what our parents tell us to do. You understand, G? Ashar, you understand? I know you understand. You do everything your parents tell you to do, don't you? I bet you do. All right? And our leaders have led us astray, man. Every single one of our black leaders. Why? To profit themselves, man. You understand? Everyone is for their personal gain, man. Salakia, give me a moment. Go ahead.
That verse 19.
Let's read it.
Ecclesiastes 33 and 19. It's real heavy. Give not thy son and wife, thy brother and friend, power over thee while thou livest.
Yeah, it's very heavy. And I'm Baba Quashah, if you can, kind of expound on the why it's so important for a brother in the truth not to compromise his integrity for those 3 people specifically. It named those people specifically because they're close to him, right? They're close to that brother in the truth. At one point, what is the the Edomite say on the job, man? Before he can make a decision, he got to talk to who?
We talk to my wife.
Yeah, to talk to my wife first. Damn. And it's not just him. Jake followed right after.
That's right.
You understand?
That's right.
Let's speak on that.
These 3 people in particular. My son, my
Your
wife,
son.
my brother, and my friend. 4 people.
Them 4 people, man.
These are the people who have the most influence
Damn right.
over me over my entire life.
Damn right.
How my kids feel about it, how my wife feel about it.
You know that kid knows you since the day he was born. You understand? Your brother, you done grew up with him. Your wife, your soulmate, right? You understand? And then you have, your best friend. When you tell every damn thing to, right?
That's right.
These people have influence on you. Read on. Continue on.
What I was saying,
Your elaboration.
When they talked to him, he mentioned that he didn't come all lovey-dovey. He didn't come.
That's true.
To bring
He didn't come to do what? Because people think Christ is coming back. There's gonna be rainbows when Christ come back. A lion gonna be sitting next to a lamb, and they gonna eat grass together by the stream. And we just gonna forget about this whole, black people is being harmed by white people. Man, Christ just gonna come back and say, you shake his hand, and he shake your hand, and we gonna forget about the whole thing. What did Christ come to do, Mashah?
He said he came to bring a sword.
A sword.
Upon the face of the earth.
On the face of the earth.
Set father at odds with his son, and I'm paraphrasing.
Can you get? We need that precept. We need it. It's critical to this lesson here. Kawakana, sir. Yeah, it's so important, man. This is heavy, okay? Because we think that, you know, that Christ just want everybody to get along. You gonna find out? The most Christ don't want everybody. That was a shocker to me. Could you imagine, Gia, if Christ, Yahushua, didn't want you in his flock? Could you imagine that, sweetheart? You couldn't, could you, baby? What about you, Ashar? Could you imagine that? If Christ didn't want you. If he said, I don't want Christ or Ashton, I want Jonah. Would that hurt your feelings? Damn right. It would make me furious. But, Ashar, you got that precept? Let's read it.
Luke 12, verse 51.
Read.
Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth.
So you think Christ is coming, you know, so y'all can skip through the meadows holding hands, and you know, everything's lovey-dovey, no more war. You know, we can eat whatever we want. Read.
I tell you nay.
I tell you no. Hell to the no. I ain't coming for that. Coming to bring no damn peace. Read.
But rather division.
But division. Uh-oh. The most Christ is coming back to divide, not bring together. Read. For from henceforth there shall be 5 in one house divided. So it's going to be 5 in one house divided. Read.
3 against 2.
3 against 2.
And 2 against 3.
And 2 against 3. 3 people going to believe in the truth. Then you're going to have 2 that deny the truth. 2 that say, I want to celebrate Christmas. I want to celebrate birthdays. I want pork. Damn it. I want pepperoni on the pizza. Then you're going to have the other 3 that say, that's against the Most High. I can't eat pepperoni on my pizza. I can't eat pork. I cannot celebrate a fat white man going down chimneys. I can't support the lie. I can't eat Thanksgiving. I can't eat that disgusting stuffing, that dry ass turkey. I can't. And you have other people that say, damn, I love it. I love the turkey and cranberry sauce. You know what? I'm going to eat it on this day. Read on.
Verse 53. The father shall be divided against the son, and the son against the father.
Ooh.
The mother against the daughter.
See there?
And the daughter against the mother.
There's going to be division. Not in all households, but in the vast majority. Some people going to adhere to this truth, and some people not. Whoa. Some people, they don't like that shrimp, fried shrimp. Who likes fried shrimp? Raise their hand. Almost got you. Almost got you, Ash. Who likes pepperoni on their pizza? Pork pepperoni. I'm sure you don't like pork bacon? What? We don't what? Damn right. Give Ashar a hand. Ashar knows not to eat pork and bacon. Guess who does eat it, though? That pimp in the church, man. Your pastor eats bacon. Father of McGillicuddy eats bacon. You understand? He eats it, man, and he breaks every law that the Most High has set forth for his children. Read on, Bashar.
And the mother against the daughter, and the daughter against the mother.
You hear that? The mother against the daughter against the mother. The mother gonna tell the daughter, you can't wear that out here to school. That skirt is too short. That dress shows your butt. And you know what that daughter gonna say? Oh, I can do whatever I want. I'm grown. I'm 13, 14, 15. I know what I can do and I can't. You understand? They're going to be against each other. Why? Because the Christ has come to set division, man. No more compromising. We don't compromise with people who break the law. You understand? Read on, Sean.
The mother-in-law against her daughter-in-law, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. That's the whole.
The mother-in-law against the daughter. That's coming, man. You understand? And you are to be on the side of the one that keeps the law. Be on the side of the Most High. Anyone who sits up with the Most High, that's the side you should be on. Why? Because Christ is coming for division. And if you're not on the right side, your head is going to roll. You understand? That's in the scriptures, man. Christ says, thou who will not, I'm paraphrasing, that will follow his order, bring them before me so that their head may roll on the floor. Who knows what it means when your head rolls on the floor? What does it mean, Ashton? What kind of person is Christ? Is Christ coming with a rose between his teeth to come bring peace? What is he coming to do? If your head rolls on the floor, what does that mean? Think about it. It's not hard. If your head right now started rolling on the floor while your body's sitting in the chair, what does that mean? What happened to your head? Nor, what happened to your head? No, Salaki. Ashar, if your head comes off your body right now, your body's still sitting in the chair, right? And your head falls off and rolls on the floor. What just happened to your head? Think about it. It's not hard. If it didn't just fall off, it didn't fall off on its own. Somebody chopped it off. You understand? That's a terrible way to go. You don't want to lose your head because you disobeyed Christ. You disobeyed the Most High. The Most High, Christ is coming back as a thief in the night. You're not going to know when he's coming. So when Christ comes back, he better see that you're working. He better see that you're keeping this law, statutes, and commandments. You understand? Otherwise, that head going to roll on the floor. He going to say, bring him before me. Bring all the lawbreakers before me. And the Lord's going to take out this sword. It's going to look like a sword that Darth Vader is holding. And he's going to swing it once, and your head's going to roll on the floor. We don't want that, man. That's so dishonorable, man. You don't want to say that, Ashar's head had to roll on the floor because he ate bacon. Because he wanted Christmas gifts. You understand? We want to show the Most High that we love him so that we aren't punished. You understand? Me too, man. I want to make sure that I'm doing what the Most High tells me to do. Otherwise, my head's going to roll on the floor. You understand? Me breaking these laws, statutes, and commandments and teaching others to do so, man, come on. My head is rolling. And I'll be forever dishonored through the history. You understand? You got any more on that, Bashar?
That's it.
Okay. I'm going to read a couple verses, then we can wrap up. All right. So yeah, man. That's the whole guise of this lesson, man, is to keep the law. Keeping the law keeps you from being killed and dishonored by the Most High, man. Having honor. You understand? Give me Micah 3 and 10. 3 and 10. Town. Micah 3 and 10. Let's get it.
Micah chapter 3, verse 10. They build up Zion with blood and Jerusalem with iniquity.
Zion are you, man. We're going to find out who the they are real quick. But Zion are the people of God, the Most High. You understand? Read on.
Verse 11. The heads thereof judge for reward.
The what?
The heads thereof judge for reward.
Our leaders judge for reward, man. You understand? Jay-Z judges for reward. Who else judges for reward? The Christian preachers, man. Always know those are the enemies of the Most High. Yes, those are our people and we love them. We love those Christian preachers, man. That's why we're telling them to repent and get in here so that they can learn. Because all this time they've been teaching lies, man. They have failed our people. It's our turn now. You understand? What you got, Mashal?
Living proof that scripture is absolutely right. The heads thereof judge for reward.
They judge for reward, man. How much does it cost, Salakia, for a minute? How much does it cost for TD Jakes to come and speak in your church? You think he coming for free?
Wow.
It's gonna cost some a couple bucks, huh? It's gonna cost about what, $2?
Wow.
Or how much is it gonna cost, Michelle?
It's gonna cost a whole lot.
It's gonna cost a whole lot. It is, man. It's gonna cost some money. Go ahead.
Shop, I mean, I can speak to that.
Go ahead, brother, please.
In my upbringing,
Uh-huh.
I got to be a teenager. My father died. I was sent to stay with uncles who were preachers, fairly decently known preachers in the city of Detroit. And I got one uncle in particular. Every time he left the state to go preach someplace else, it was $10,000 more.
Damn.
It came to the house. That's apart from the plane ticket. That's apart from the hotel room. And that's apart from the $2,000 or $3,000 that was given to his wife as well.
Damn, so he had to, so not only was he coming to your church for the 10 bands, you also had to pay for him his room and board, food and everything. Damn, that's heavy, Mashah. But it's not unheard of.
That's what it's done.
You understand? Damn, can you hit that heat back there? Turn it down to 69. Up to what? I appreciate it. Yeah. And that's what these Christian preachers do, man. And that's the whole point of a Christian preacher, man. It's to spoil the people, to make mockery and gobble up all their cents and coins, man. If a preacher today, man, if your lights go out in the house, Nora, what is the Christian preacher going to do for you? He's going to pay the bill? What are he going to tell you to do? What? He gonna tell you to what? He gonna tell you to pray on it, man. Man, teaching my babies good, man. He gonna teach you to pray on that thing. You understand? I need money to get my lights on, Pastor Michael King, Pastor Johnson. My lights are off. All I need is $200. We're just gonna pray. Pray that the lights come back on. Pray that you find $200 in the mailbox. You understand? What you got, Ashton? Hold on, man. My son just pulled up. What? How much it's gonna cost for TD Jakes to come to your damn church? How much is it gonna cost? $120K, man, for TD Jakes to make an appearance. You understand? That's how much it's gonna cost for that man to come to your church for 1 hour and sing and dance and spin in those tight shirts and pants. Mr. Brown looking ass gonna be up there. You understand? He looked like that guy from that Tyler Perry show. Right. Mr. Brown. I can't stand seeing him, man, in those effeminate clothing, man. Deceiving our people. Read on.
And the priests thereof teach for hire.
They teach for hire, man. We just read it. My son just proved it. He pulled it up out of his God, man, my General behind me rubbing off on me on his Google machine. You understand? Damn, I said Google machine. He rubbing off. Read on.
God, our God. And the priests thereof teach for hire, and the prophets thereof divide for money.
And they divide for money, man. Everybody gets their damn cut. The person that booked TD Jakes, his manager, you know TD Jakes got a manager. He ain't doing it all himself. You understand? Everybody who's in his camp is getting paid, man. I seen an interview by TD Jakes one day. People was like, well, damn, why, if you think it's right that you making all this money off the people as a preacher? He said, well, damn. He said he's selling the people something. And Jesus is the product. I heard him say it. I seen it in the interview. If I ever find it, I'll bring it up again. But, that's my time, man, Israel. We're the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under Commander General Yohana, where you teach you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to pay your tithes, to who you are according to this Bible, man, and to pay your goddamn tithes, man.
That's right.
You understand? Pay your offering so that this work can go on. You ain't had no problem paying TD Jakes his tithe money. Why don't you put it in Christ's ministry for once? Don't that sound more, why don't you invest in the Most High Yahweh, man? You understand? So that his word can go forth, man. We can feed and clothe brothers, man. Like we have the history of it. Look us up, man. You understand? With that, I'm going to pass the class on to priest and officer of 1K Mashah. Shalom, Israel.
We off camera when I read this. This is the ISPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brothers and sisters. When a brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, Numbers 18 and 21, Malachi 3, 8 through 10, means tenth in the Hebrew, ma'asherah. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund. Free will offering for the priest is not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. The Upholy Convocations is the Salakia, one of the feast, the High Hanukkah. Feast of Tabernacles. Check your bulletin board to be sure. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black, boots, shirts, pants, headbands, and scarves. With that, we'll give a salute to the teacher, Hamajim Shabbat, Hamajim Barak, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Barak Atah.
Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Barak Atah.
We'll give a salute to the sisters. Shalom, Shema Alatah Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And with that, we're dismissed.